Hey guys and gals, let's take a look at the Demolition Site by Lego City. This is set number 60391. It has 235 bricks. And the set was provided to me by the Lego Group for early review. So this is rated for 4 years of age and up, but well, today it's going to be rated for adults. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad from an adult's perspective here. Looks like these could be dropped into the city real quick. Yeah, oh. Learn to build. That looks a little too primitive, too easy for me. Well, let's open this up. We're going to just combine this into one thing here, since it doesn't have a lot of parts. I think it's a lot of bulk like this. But we're going to see here. And yeah. Is that piece just on the bottom? Yeah. So you can't just pull that off. Okay. Numbered bags, 4, and a miscellaneous bag. And then the little folder thing. I gotta find the box cutter to get that open. Lately I haven't been using box cutters with sets because, well, they all have the thumb pushing things. I hope there's no stickers with this. Well, being 4 and up, we don't think there will be. There's the manuals and nothing else in there. Yeah. So it looks like this is broken down for easy build. Now, I like these type of builds. Not only makes the filming a lot easier, but you can have multiple people build at one time, which is always a plus with me. All right. So, what I usually do with these types of builds more and more is I don't really focus on unboxing. Is we build as we unbox. But this one's got a lot of parts. So I usually have a 125 piece limit on it. So, yeah, let's start with this bag here. We're just going to examine the bags. Trying to see here. I mean, I could combine it all in one video. Eventually, I'm going to do that on my second channel where the reviews and everything are just one big massive thing. And we have a 4x10 brick with 4 Technic snaps on the sides. Yeah, I could see that being used for a couple of things. And yikes, what is that, an 8x10 brick? Yeah. Well, if that was a little wider, you could use it for a road plate. For like making bridges and stuff. Yeah. Well, looks like we just get bulk brick pieces, big bricks. I have a couple of these little buckets, these little shovels and scoops and stuff. And a 6x12 plate that's got studs along 3 sides. So that's the parts for the miscellaneous bag. And I'm probably going to have to group these up in a bin here. Well, this is bag number 1. So it looks like we just get a lot of big parts. And that's a plus for me. Well, let's save that here. Yeah, let's just dump that out now. Dump that in there. We'll take a look at that first while we're here. So you get a lot of Technic pins and small pieces like jumper plates and steering wheels and stuff, and a hard hat. Yeah, some loudspeakers and some corner plates. And then in the big bag we get some 4x8 plates. And some, well, I don't think I've had any 1x10 bricks in yellow before. And yellow's kind of like a scarce color for me. There they are. And these big ugly tires. Yeah, you can tell this is really meant for younger builders. And then we got some 25-degree 4x3 slopes. I don't have a lot of those in yellow. And a 2x4 brick and 1x6 bricks. What else? We got some of these little handrails. I see these, I always think of a train, something that goes on the front of a train or a bridge. So you get a couple of these in here too, and a windshield. And Lego has a 6 stud long and a 10 stud long, but they don't have an 8 stud long, but maybe one day they'll make one. Oh, those are printed. Now I may miss some pieces in here, so if you really want to get an expanded view, you have to go to my second channel. So we got a 2x6 flat tile that's printed, and we have the headlights. So, and here's the torso. May have to spend half the time on doing the unboxing on this here. There's a lot of good parts in this one. And I got a 1x6 flat tile that's in dark azure and some plates, 2x10, some slopes. And we got a 6x10 plate in here. So what I'm seeing so far, there's a lot of big pieces in this. Moving on to bag 2, at least this one's a little smaller. I see a dark green wheelbarrow in there. Let's dig to it. Let's dig for it first. Here's a little windscreen or windshield. Transparent light blue. We also have the tile that probably goes on the top of it. And some tires. At least we get some real tires with this one. These are good for like raised pickup trucks and stuff. So I can always use extra tires. Although I got thousands of tires. Well, there you go. One of these little swivel hitch things. Goes on a friction fork for a friction stub. And here's a torso. I'm always after vehicle parts. I'm trying to get into making vehicles. So I'm always looking for stuff. 2x2 round plate with a Technic beam on there, or lift arm, and a 4x4 round plate. Here's a rock piece. I don't really ever use boulders for anything, but they're pretty cool, and it opens up into 2 pieces, and there's that wheelbarrow. I have plenty of these in red and one that's lime green, but there you go. And some transparent orange nose cones. Here's a hard hat with hair growing out of it. I don't know what that's about. And then there's a rim. And okay, we found who the hard hat belongs to. So she's ready to, well, she's not ready to go to work yet. Here's some of these gauges. And this is the newer version of what I've had before. So at least I'm getting updated parts, and a 2x2 plate with Technic snap or Technic pin, and a transparent red 1x4 flat tile. At least we get some transparent. We get a crowbar, and some of these 2x2 by 2/3 brick with that are profiles, and a 2x2. We got several 2x2 plates with bow and angular plates, and there's the part that probably goes to the hitch thing, and we get some 2x3s and stuff. Looking for printed stuff. Oh, there's a bunch of those little printing gauges in here. Those would be good for making cars. Yeah, radiator grills, one of these little airplane tires. And this one looks like it's just molded onto that. I usually have to put the tire on myself, but not this time. All sorts of stuff in here. Yeah, that's not too bad for bag 2. Moving on to bag 3. And so far, looks like we got some really good parts. Now, I don't really use this transparent light blue stuff, and I can always use a couple of these 1x6x3 windscreens, but in blue, yeah, I mean, well, I don't know Lego, but we got a 4x8 plate. We actually got some of these large tires that look like regular car tires with the treads on them. Yeah, I could use those. Be good for making more vehicles, huh? Raised pickup truck time. And, oh, that's kind of an odd piece. It's like a 2x4 brick with one of these on there. Couldn't you just make one with a 1x2 plate and stick that on there? I think I have all those parts. You know, we got to make it safe for the kids. Oh, well, that's printed. That'd be good for making a pickup truck right there. Well, if we got the headlights to go with it. We got some flat tiles. 1x6 flat tiles, 2x2 jumper plates. Here's a head. And one-sided. Sand blue leggings or pants. Here's a torso. Some 2x3 quarter round bricks or bullnose bricks, whatever you want to call them. You get a couple profile bricks here. And 2x6 plate. Some wall elements. I always like using these for my campers, but the blue, yeah. Maybe one day we'll have to use the blue one there. And some 1x2 transparent clear bricks. And we got some more of these wide white rims. I can always use those. And then another hard hat. And we got to be safe, right? We got some safety cones and a shovel and some bricks. Yeah, a 1x2x3 column brick. And more bricks and slopes and stuff. Yeah, there's some parts in it, especially ones that like to roll around. Finally, we have bag 4, and I'm hoping I'm not missing them. I thought there were 5 bags, but I guess there's only 4. Open that up here, and we'll see exactly what we have. Okay. This thing caught my eye right away. Some blueprints. Now, I'm always after these printed tiles. So, I could see this being used in a mock. Oh, okay. Now, despite a lot of people don't like using the 2x window frames and door frames, this is a 2x4x6. These are good if you want to have some studs off your walls like this, and you add some cheese slopes for siding. And it works really good for like having the simulated door trim. So I could use those. Those are really good. Gray, I don't know. I don't know what I'd use gray for. We got plenty of 2x4 bricks. Ooh. Medium nougat 1x2 bricks with 1 stud on the side. I only get 3. These are good for adding like wall sconces, porch lights to walls. They work really well for that. Some 2x4 flat tiles. A couple of dark blue 2x4 slopes. I'm not sure. I think these are 18 degrees. And we get a dark red door. Well, we got the makings of a house project here, huh? 2x4 dark blue brick. And some sand yellow 2x4 bricks. And some 2x6 flat tiles. And, ooh, spiders. Yeah, I came into a run-in with a black widow under my car. Glad I got out just in time. And yes, I have been bitten by those things, and it doesn't feel good. I got a torso. Put it on both front and back. The pants are just plain black. We have corner bricks. And another hard hat with long hair. And we got a paint roller. Well, heads I can never grab a hold of. Okay, now we know who the hard hat belongs to. And we got some more profile bricks and some round transparent yellow bricks and some studs. I can always use the green ones for campsites and foliage and stuff. And taking into account of all the bags that we just looked at, there's a lot of big pieces in this set. Stuff that I could use for other builds, even for vehicles and stuff. So this is pretty much a gold mine, considering this is meant for little builders. But, well, I can always use those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over into my second channel. We're going to build this. And then I'm going to come back here and do the review. Or if you just don't want to watch the build, let's head over to the review. First, let's have a look at the flatbed truck. So off the left, we have our driver. Like he's anxious to get in there. And he's got a little two-way radio. And here we can just take off his radio. We can set him inside the vehicle. So this is what it is. It's a 12 stud wide vehicle. That's including the tires. And we have a spot here to drive up into the back. So it's probably used for the wrecking ball. And here's where he gets inside to control it. And that's a bit of waste of space in there. I'm sure you can put a passenger in there. So we're going to have him sit inside like that. So it is scaled for minifigures, obviously. And we can take our crane here and we can drive right up into that. A little bit rough getting that in there. And there you go. It does fit in there. And yeah, so except for the 2-way radio, we'll set that in here. And the only thing bad about this build that I don't like is the noisiness of the tires. And I'll show you here. As you can hear, it does sound a bit noisy. These do go up, of course. And for the most part, this is a playable model here. I think this is meant to simulate maybe a track that goes on that or something. Sorry about the angle. These are very crude reviews, just to get to the point there. But putting this on here, there you go. You better hope this ball doesn't fall off. And trust me, you'll probably have that come off a few times, but it's not a bad vehicle. I like this. It's really nice. This will look good in a Lego City. Not too bad of a build. Now we're going to move on to the dump truck, and here we have this gentleman here with a shovel, a flathead shovel at that, and he's ready for work. He's got the hard hat on, print work on both front and back of his vest. Not too bad, and he does fit in the vehicle. We'll take a look at that here in a bit. So we got this hazard area here. Pretty cool. And it does also come with this nice dark green wheelbarrow, so you can haul off extra bricks and stuff if you choose. So we're going to set him inside the dump truck, and this is the dump truck right here. And yeah, it's not too bad of a build. It's roughly 8 studs wide, and it's got one of those pre-molded chassis. You know, it's got the rubber tires. It does roll smooth on a flat surface. This does tip out, so you can load stuff up and dump it out. It's a nice dump truck. But we need to swing this out of the way to get our minifigure inside, so that's where he sits, right in there. And yes, he sits right in the middle, so it's one of those goofy city builds that the figures sit right in the middle. So we'll set him right in there. He just snaps on the studs. Then you can close this back down, and yeah, it doesn't give him any shade inside. So obviously this is not an air-conditioned cab. And then now he can come in here and pick up stuff, so we can just tip it out. And so we'll throw the wheelbarrow in there, we'll throw a shovel in there, and this thing in here. And yeah, he can go about his business. And he can back in somewhere and dump out all the stuff for work. That's one way to get your stuff out of the bed of a pickup. Well, he's got a dump truck, so it makes it faster for him. But nonetheless, though, looks like it would be maybe a tad bit too large for a regular Lego City road plate, but just for what this is, it's a nice dump truck. The last thing we have to look at is the wrecking ball. We have our 2 minifigures here, and we saw in the thing the print work does go on the front and back of the torsos. She's got a set of blueprints on possibly what we're building here in this site. And we have the wrecking ball thing. Now this thing over here is part of a building. It's really fragile. We'll have to be careful with it. But here's the crane right here, or the wrecking ball thing. And you also have this bucket if you want to attach this onto the front here. But we're not interested in that because I have a feeling most people are going to be using the crane. And we have to be careful because this thing does fall apart. Well, this ball comes off. And it is fitted with a spot for a minifigure to sit inside. So what you can do, we can place her inside of here. She does come with the little crowbar, and we're going to set her down in here. She just drops right in place. You don't even have to stick her in there. And then what we can do, now this does roll around and stuff like that. Here's the building. It's very loosely built, so this is just meant to knock the living daylights out of it. So now you can just come in here and just give it a good whack, and then you can just do that. And that's what I'm talking about right here. This will flake right off. When I was doing the initial review of it, that was the only thing that I had a problem with. So you just do that if you want. This is the only failure with this right here. It's meant to easily hook, but that's pretty much what it is. So as you can see though, it's something that's pretty cool, especially for a young builder. And if you want, you can put the building blocks back up and reassemble this again if you choose. So not too bad. So yeah, except for this right here being a critical area, not too bad. And you can just pop this off here. We can put the bucket on. And now we got ourselves a, now we can just do this and just kind of scoop some parts up, or try to anyways. Here, we'll throw that in there. But for the most part, that part is playable. So yes, this set does have a good play value at that. Time for the review. My build experience on this set was average, and I think it was due to the fact that the manual was pretty slow at going through all the steps. It was like 1 or 2 pieces at a time. Now, I have to remember this set is targeted for younger builders, so that's probably why. So maybe for an adult, the build's going to seem dragged out. One strike against it here. But other than that, it was a very relaxing build to put together, which now leads to build quality. And for the most part, everything is structurally sound. The wrecking ball does come apart. Sometimes this joint here does come loose, so you got to be careful with that there. And you have to remember that this thing here is loosely packed for the wrecking ball to take care of it. So that's probably why. But the build quality is, I'd say it's average to above average in that most part. So it's not too bad. As for city drop-in value, you could easily drop these vehicles in a Lego city. So let's say you have an empty lot somewhere. You can set those in there to fill in a corner of your city that hasn't been built yet. So it'd be a nice little city filler, and you got plenty of clutter items as well. So you can easily just fill in an area. For mock value, you really don't need to modify anything. You could clean up some of the vehicles a bit, or maybe expand on this. But there's really not much that has to be done with this set. So you could even maybe make a larger building here and have the wrecking ball try to bring it down. Make a big mess. Now, for multiple partner build, I keep forgetting what that is, collaborative build, up to 4 people could build this set. So everything is broken down, modular style, so one person can build this, another can build the dump truck, one can build the crane, and one can build this. So everything is broken down very easy. It's easier for me to put that together like that. Everything's isolated, so you can have up to 4 builders in your group put this together at the same time. So for my final summation of thoughts and my opinions on this set, it's not a bad build. It's not a bad build for what you're getting. Now, at the moment of the filming of this video, I don't have the retail price of the set, so I'm assuming it's between $20 to $30. $20 is a pretty good deal. $25 I would probably consider it's average, considering that everything's printed. There's no stickers. There's big pieces in here. You get 4 minifigures. Now, if it's $30, it's going to be a bit pricey. It'd be a little pricey. But for me personally, it's not a bad build for what it is. You know, considering it's targeted for younger builders. So honestly, if you see this set, you're not going to go wrong with it because it'll fit in the corner of a city. And I'm just looking at it for a city builder's point of view. It's a nice clutter item. You know, take care of an empty spot and make it look like you're demoing an old building or building something new. But I want to hear what you guys and gals think. Is this pretty cool? Is this a set that you would like to see in your city? Let me know in the comments below.